Welcome to the Wartime MMA podcast. It's your boy Mike, and I'm here with
Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor.
man. I didn't even need to do an introduction. The man already did it for me. The
Hey man, I've
Misfits
done this
champion.
thousands of times, bro. Thousands of times.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, enjoying life, training, getting ready to fight. Um, just being ready to fight. That's the most importantly to me. Staying healthy, keeping my mind right, eating healthy, staying clean of all junk food and everything.
I bet you that's difficult too, bro. All the good foods out in the area, you know. But it's just it's just very tough to like block out. I bet.
I mean, you just gotta know what's the goal. When you know the goal and you've been there before, it's already easy to block out things. Like, okay, I have an opponent on this fight date. Everybody needs to hold off until I'm done. Right now, I need to focus on me. It's all about me leading up to the fight. Not about you, not about my friends or family, kids, what about me, because I'm risking myself to provide for my family. So normally when I get ready for a fight, everybody's blocked off.
Absolutely. My first question to start this off with, at first you had a very good MMA career in Bellator. Then you
Yeah.
decided to make the crossover with in the boxing. What was the difference between, obviously, the rule set, but what was the difference between being the Anthony Taylor, the MMA fighter, to Anthony Taylor, the boxer?
A lot of it has had to be with being comfortable striking. A lot of times when you're in MMA, when you're not the best striker, you might be the best kicker, or you might be the best grappler, or the best judo person. Transitioning from MMA, of learning so many different skill set, transitioning to boxing is totally different because now you're not having to worry about being taken down or being elbowed or kicked or kneed. You have to worry about being knocked out on the hands. You're forced to striking. There's no holding. You can't clinch. You can't dirty box in the clinch or put it on the cage or stall to try to score a point. No, it's none of that. Ref's job is to make it a clean fight and use your hands, old school Queensberry rules. So transitioning to that took me about roughly about 2.5, 3 years to really excel. Like when you look at Darren Till, of course, Darren Till is a skill fighter, but he's going to have advantage over people my height. That's why I just weight classes for a reason. He's a lot taller than me, a lot bigger than me. Not saying he's stronger than me, but you're talking about bigger and taller compared to me, opposed to you put a guy, for instance, like Hamzat or Kamara Usman his size. So those different sizes does matter in boxing. So transitioning in boxing is new, but it's also fun because you're not having to worry about getting kicked. You're like, oh, I'm used to getting hit with 4 ounce gloves, not 10 ounce gloves. So I mean, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. You know, yeah, you were doing your thing in MMA, but you're getting more like recognition for your boxing work. How does it feel that you're finally like getting the credibility and the superstardom name that you have over Misfits, from you dressing up like Jimi Hendrix, or you going full James Bond mode in your face-offs, or you calling Darren Till a Maltese on Twitter Spaces? You know, how does it feel that you've pretty much built a name and pretty much being like Misfits, one of Misfits' biggest stars and stuff?
It's all about being a character, being number one, being an entertainer. I tell people first, foremost, I am an entertainer before a fighter because my job is to entertain the crowd and show my skills or my skill set. So I look as myself as a entertainer now. I'm 36 years old. The goal, the goal is just to build legacy. Well, currency as well. Currency over legacy to me. Make a lot of money, but during the process, you're going to gain the fame regardless. you're going to gain the fame. As long as you're staying relevant and you're staying true to what you want and you're manifesting these things, it's going to happen. I knew I was going to be a hot name in Misfits since I left the Bellator scene with James Gallagher, Adam Bowricks, all those guys. Now, when you think about it, I'm bigger than every guy that even fought in Bellator's history.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody besides AJ McKee, I'm bigger than everybody in Bellator. No one knows those guys in Bellator or or PFL. I'm like the hottest name to ever lead Bellator, besides like Michael Chandler, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it feels good because I can be myself. I'm in control of who I want to fight.
Yeah. Speaking of not only like the work that you've done on Misfits, how do you feel that like now Misfits is getting the respect that they were getting? I mean, obviously they were getting respect in the beginning, but now that you've gotten like guys like you, Darren Till, Tony Ferguson, Dylan Dennis, all these other big names, and obviously you got your KSIs and stuff, but how does it feel that like now you're getting like those type of names involved into the Misfit scene? Like, how do you feel how it's been blowing up?
Everything evolves, Mike. Everything. A lot of these influencers complain. You have certain influencers who are complaining about, oh, the ranking in Misfits is all MMA fighters. There's no influencers. Okay, it's time to evolve. To it, it's time to challenge yourself. The reason why there ain't no influencers in the scene as much and it's crossover now is because a lot of these influencers, they want to fight 1.5 to 2 years every 2 years. And every time they want to fight every 2 years, they want 700 to $1 million to fight. And after that fight, we don't see you for another 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We can't you can't sit here and say you're upset because there's not a lot of influencers, but when you offer to fight, you want to fight every so couple of years. So bring in the MMA guys. MMA guys are ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're ready to entertain. They see where the money is at.
Yeah, facts.
And now they're transitioning over from Misfits Boxing to Misfits MMA. Now, Misfits is going to be catapulting the next biggest promotion in MMA. They are going to surpass PFL. When you think of that stuff, look at what Misfits done in boxing and the views and the hype. Now they bring in the MMA guys. How big you think they're gonna be? Imagine them bringing in big names into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, you know, Francis Ngannou, Andrew, bringing in big names from people who want to leave there because you got guys who's been in the UFC who's getting paid 30, 40,000, who's been in there for 10 plus years. Okay, come to Misfits, make over six figures, making a good fight.
Yeah, facts. You brought a good point. Like it's easy for these influencers to say that they could get in the ring, but it's hard for them when the contract comes in. But
Exactly.
like I liked what you said as well. Like it's bringing in names like the when you bring in like a Jorge Masvidal or a Nate Diaz in, it's gonna attract venues and stuff. And the reason why I
Yeah.
like what y'all have been doing over there is because like you know at first yeah you were pretty big, but now you've gotten like popular with all,
Right.
with all the stuff
So
that
so
you've done.
Mike, imagine they bring in Derek Bronson to do MMA with Darren Till. How big of a fight would that be? Darren Till's already a massive name in the Misfits community, but
Yeah,
he lost to Derek Bronson in MMA.
yeah,
Bam! You bring Darren Bronson in the scene, you're starting to build stars. Misfits can be what Bellator could have been, but bigger.
mm-hmm. Yeah, facts.
Simply bigger.
And plus, y'all are like not only just doing like, of course, y'all got the boxing, but y'all also got other things now. Y'all are starting to do MMA from what I've seen, and
Correct.
y'all had them tag team boxing. When I saw the tag team boxing, I ain't gonna lie, I was I was like mad interested. I was like, man, I never thought of somebody doing a tag team boxing match. And then I saw you doing a 2-on-1 handicap match with against KSI. I wish that was gonna happen. I actually picked you to win by TKO. I thought you were gonna make KSI get tired and stuff.
Hey, and then after that, Gabe Silva stepped in and I man measled his ass.
Yeah, that was actually one of the best predictions I've had on there too. Because I thought like, yeah, Gabe Silva's good, but I always use this video game analogy. You can't your father ain't gonna hold the controller for you. You know what I mean?
Correct, correct.
Like like I saw him get knocked out on the other scenes too, and like MMA and boxing stuff. Like I thought just your style was fitting perfect. You have that very good style to be a boxer, to smother people and getting into deep waters and stuff like that. That's why I like
Hmm.
your stuff. You got that experience. But
Appreciate it.
yeah, enough of me glazing. Enough of me glazing. We gonna come back into the MMA aspect in the Misfits. How do you feel that now? Like, that was your bread and butter at once upon a time when you went to
Yeah.
MMA. Now, how does it feel that Misfits is now bringing that in? Now you got Dylan Dennis as the champion. Would you potentially want to put the boxing gloves down and bring back the MMA gloves?
I'm 36. My body takes a lot of damage already. I'm going to need about a good 4 to 5 months to get ready for MMA. A lot of sparring. I mean, I can do it. It's just depending on what weight class.
Depending on the weight class. So let's say like Mams Taylor gives you a call and says, "Hey, AT, we got either Tony or Dylan. Which would you take which one would like interest you the most?"
Uh, Tony, just because he's a UFC Hall of Famer. He's a proven fighter, and his only losses came from the top five contenders currently right now in the UFC. It's not like he lost to a top 15 guy or somebody who's not ranked.
Yeah, he's lost to the cream of the crop of the
Yeah,
division. Like,
he lost to the elites. It's not like he lost to some contender in PFL type fighter.
yeah, he didn't lose to like one of those subway workers and stuff like that. He was losing to
Exactly.
like champions and stuff like that. I agreed. Um, yeah, somebody asked me like if you would be down to fight Dylan Dennis. Obviously, you
I
have
mean, I mean, look, I've been offered to fight Dylan Dennis multiple times by Misfits, but Dylan doesn't want to take the fight in MMA.
mm,
I've already said this. Yeah, I'll take the fight. He just doesn't want to take the fight with me. He just, ever since that incident happened when I punched him in the face, he wants nothing to do with me. But I'm not gonna hound him about it. If you don't want to fight me, you don't want to fight me. I'm not gonna force no grown man to fight me. Simple as that.
yeah,
Or how I put it, I'm not gonna force no grown man to sign on the dotted line that he wants to fight.
yeah.
Simple.
Sorry if you see me looking down. I'm looking at my notes and stuff.
No, you're good, bro.
All right. Um, you know, we were talking about training. We know that you're 36, but how does a typical Anthony Taylor training day look like?
Wake up, a run, couple of miles, uh, eat, go to the gym, train there for like 3.5, 4 hours, go home, relax, recover, go to the gym, run a couple of miles, and just recover and go to sleep. That's typically an average day for me when I'm not in camp. When I'm in camp, double that, you know.
Yeah. You know, all right. Sorry about that. I'm still looking at my
No
notes.
worries.
Uh, you know, you're a very fun guy. You got personality clearly. What was the craziest fight week story that you've ever had so far?
Uh, the craziest 5 week story had it been the Salt Poppy one because it was entertaining. I did the 007 with Dean the Great. It was a very entertaining story. Salt Poppy was this juggernaut, undefeated juggernaut that everybody was like, he's knocking everybody out. He's next in line to fight uh Jake Paul or KSI, and I go in there and I stop him. Like I beat the hype train. That was one of the most like crazy moments of my life.
Yeah. You've had some like that one was a pretty good one too. My friend Jay, shout out to him. He told me like, yeah, Anthony Taylor, you're gonna beat Salt Poppy. I hope you know that. And I'm like, and by the way, Jay's part Filipino. He was like, yeah, he gonna beat Salt Poppy. I
Yeah.
feel it. And I was like, okay. I see it. I see the vision. I see the
Yeah,
vision.
and I did. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
that was a yeah, that was like a Rocky moment, like this big Filipino man that's been doing memes and stuff, doing the Riz face every time he knocks somebody out,
Yeah.
but he wasn't risen up no more after that fight. Nah, but I got a couple of questions and then I'm gonna let you on your merry way. I saw that you were cleaning stuff and I know how it feels. You're a very busy man.
Part
But
of life, man.
yeah, I wanted to leave this like up to the very end because I know how annoying it probably gets from a fighter to ask like the future of what their fight's gonna be. I know you
Hmm.
said like you're fighting around the end of this year, right?
Yes.
Who do you, I don't know if you got a name, and if you do, I don't know if it. I don't want to like spoil anything out. If you like, who do you think that name will be? Like, how do you have who do you feel like that's gonna be like
I
a
feel like probably I could say it. Nico Wash. Me, I've been trying to get that fight with Nico Wash for the longest. It all depends what he want to do. If his dad sees the potential of him fighting me, I mean, why not?
Hey man, you've already killed off some martial artists like Bloodline. You got Gabe Silva already. Why not add an Ali into the mix?
Right? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and my last question is for you, At. Do you have anything motivational and love for the fans that you got that is watching this worldwide?
Absolutely. Number one word, manifest. When I say manifest, it's more. It's bigger than the word. It's all about your goals. You have your goals, achievable, attainable, and mini goals. Enjoy every moment because my experience is not your experience. I became famous at 36, but you don't have to be 36 and become famous. You can become famous at 22, at 23, 24. Enjoy life. Live with no regrets. Savor every moment with your friends and family because the older you get, the wiser you become, the less people you start hanging around with.
I love that. I love that. Appreciate for your time, At man. You the man, bro, and we can't wait to see you fight coming up. And if you guys don't know who this is, you guys must be blind as a blat and have some dementia or something. But check out At's next fight. I'll put his links in the description, and I appreciate y'all. Take care.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.